patriotic, and it has changed my life. I'm a fan of his ever since. I love this collection. Of his most legendary supermodels and more. The four queens of the runway. Fashion, New York Fashion Week is right around the corner. Librarian tonight, and that's because I came to read a bitch. Jaja's Atelier, bitch. Welcome back, guys, to a brand new episode of Jaja's Atelier. It's your girl. Listen, I want to send a huge thanks to everybody that watched my first ever YouTube live stream last week while I covered the Met Gala red carpet. I had so much fun. I also went live on IG simultaneously. It was so much fun. And to all the people who couldn't watch at the time that sent me good lucks and well wishes, I love you, and I really appreciate it. Now, I definitely watched it back. We do have a couple of kinks to work out. I definitely need some more advanced equipment if I'm going to do stuff like that. So, hopefully for the next major fashion event, we will definitely have that all put together, fingers crossed. But yeah, it was definitely fun. It was definitely my first time. This just came across my desk. Usually I don't talk my personal business on here. Stuff that involves me, I'll definitely divulge because I trust y'all. Y'all ain't gonna tell nobody. But stuff that involves other people, I tend not to address it too much. But this little bit of tea is leaving a little chip on my shoulder, so they say talking is the best form of therapy, so let's just get right into it before we get into these hot topics on today's show and the Met Gala wrap-up. So this is a PSA to all the brothers out there, all the heterosexual brothers out there. If you are looking at me and saying, damn, I want to work with her, she seems cool, on the style tip, strictly platonic, I have no problem with that. If you're trying to be cool with me, you trying to gain a sister or a homegirl or whatever, I have no problem with that. When it becomes a problem is when I'm treated like a second-class citizen. When I'm treated like something less than. When I'm treated like I can't be approached. When I'm treated like I'm not good enough for a phone call or a text like a regular motherfucking human being. That's when it becomes a problem. And I don't know what this thing is with, especially, and listen, I can only speak on my experiences, but especially when I deal with black men, and listen, it's in a strictly platonic space. I don't know why a lot of you feel like you gotta tiptoe around me, you gotta talk to me through other people, I message, strictly professional, and it becomes a whole thing. Listen, if you are not comfortable enough in your sexuality to be able to work with a trans woman like me, or if you feel a way about working with me because I'm trans, or you think that you're going to work with me and take my work and make it your own, honey, you are sadly motherfucking mistaken. And let me tell you something else. I ain't no silly hoe. I've been around for a long motherfucking time now. Game peeps game. So, again, if you are a heterosexual black man, and I have had heterosexual black men as clients, I have had one heterosexual white man as a client, and it's never been an issue. There's this stigma and this stereotype about trans women that we just don't know how to control ourselves and we just so desperate for a man. Well, let me tell you something. I got 99 problems, baby, and getting dick is definitely not one. I have no problems in that department. So don't ever get it fucked up, and don't ever get too above yourself to think that it's more than what the fuck it is. I'm always looking for new clients. I'm always looking for new professional connections within the fashion industry on the level that which I'm at and above. I'm always looking for new, people to hang out with and just natural connections, but not if it's going to be built on some bullshit, and not if you cannot come out of that ghetto ass mindset to think that every trans woman wants you, or whatever it is that a motherfucker might be thinking. It's a good thing that motherfuckers don't get paid to think. And that's just something that really pisses me off. I don't like it. And I know and listen, I know it's gonna happen over and over and over again. So just so that we could weed it out just a little bit, let me back it up and make it plain. If you want to work with me and you are a heterosexual man, I don't give a fuck what color you are, but specifically the brothers, then you are to treat me as a regular person. If you can't do that, then make like Dionne Warwick, bitch, and walk on by. Because the motherfuckers that have reached out to try to work with me, we're not even in the same ballpark. Like, I do fashion. And again, if you think that you're going to work with me and not give me my credit, you are sadly motherfucking mistaken. So let that be a warning to everybody. Now, I'm sweet as pie. I really am. But don't fuck with me. Anyway, so listen, last week was the 2024 Met Gala. I just had to get that off my chest. Anyway, last week was the 2024 Met Gala. The theme was a garden in time. The theme for the exhibit was Sleeping Beauty's Reawakening Fashion. Listen, this was a great Met Gala. Was it one of the best that I've ever seen? Absolutely not. But it was a solid 7. It was a solid 7. I saw a lot of people playing it safe. I saw a lot of people playing it safe this year, and I really thought, especially the men, I thought the men were really going to bring it. There was one guy that I saw a quick glimpse of that was wearing this insanely stunning, breathtaking Valentino couture look, and I never saw him again after that. I don't even know who he was, but he looked amazing. He was the only one that really pushed the boundaries for the theme, and God bless you. If I ever see that picture, I will have to show it to you guys, because he definitely blew it out the park. I mean, even Sam Smith of all people wore a suit. I was so disappointed in the men. But so we're gonna do a quick wrap up of my favorites, and then we're also gonna be a little shady with my worst. So first up, for her first time at the Met Gala, I can't even believe this, Pamela Anderson makes her debut at the Met Gala in this stunning, flesh-toned Oscar de la Renta gown. I thought it was absolutely beautiful. I love that she's still doing a bare face. They did have Pat McGrath come in and do her makeup, but it was very, very minimal. I love the diamond necklace that draped over her back and across her chest that was connected to the dress. Lab-grown diamonds by Pandora, by the way. And they say these diamonds are a lot more affordable than regular diamonds, and they're a lot more eco-conscious as well. So, she's an environmentalist. She's a huge philanthropist. So I love anytime I see Pam Anderson, I just love seeing her. All right, my next favorite. Honey, we cannot talk about the Met Gala red carpet without talking about Miss Taylor Russell, honey, in this look by Loewe. It's a custom look by Jonathan Anderson for Loewe. I love the wood grain corset. And then I like that they went simple on the bottom. I feel like the top, the corset part of the dress was so restrictive and so extreme. I like to see the Grecian flow at the bottom. I thought it was so beautiful. Her makeup was stunning. Definitely one of my best dress, but not the best dress. Next we have Gabrielle Union. Let me tell you something. Gabrielle Union, I'm gonna tell you what I like the most. Her hair. I love this vintage 1950s, 1940s, 1960s chignon with the pin. But honey, can we give a clap and a round of applause for this Michael Kors creation, honey? I didn't know Michael Kors could do it like this, honey. This is everything. I just, at first, when I was live, I could have sworn, I said, oh, she's wearing Miss So E. When they said Michael Kors, I was blown. This is everything. Not that Michael, now listen, Michael Kors is a legend in the game now. We're not going to act like he just does the softer side of Sears, honey. Michael Kors is from the softer side of Sears on up, honey. And this is definitely up. I love this. It definitely gave water. It definitely gave a pond in the garden, darling. With a little old school Hollywood glamour. I love this. All right, next we have Kylie Jenner. Now, I know I'm going to get flack for this, but I just thought she looked so ethereal and beautiful. The makeup was pared back. I love the hair pulled back. And I love this dress. She's wearing Oscar de la Renta again. Oscar de la Renta was a huge, was one of the main designers on the red carpet that night. I love this dress. I love the boob part, the bust. I loved it. Now, people were saying it was a little wrinkled in her midsection, but hey, listen, the fabric alone on this blew me. It was the fabric for me. It was the fabric and the bust. I loved it. I loved it. Was it my favorite Met Gala of hers of all time? No. But as far as the hair and the makeup, this is my favorite beauty look of hers. I like to see her more pared down. I'm glad that she's stepping away from like so many fillers and things. And she talks about this on the show and things like that. But I'm glad that she's stepping away from that because she's so pretty. She's just so naturally pretty. And I feel like had she given it a little time when she was younger, she would have grew into her looks and it would have been all right. But, you know, the pressures of Hollywood, honey. But yeah, I'm definitely here for Kylie's look. Everything. All right, next, honey, we cannot talk about the Met Gala without talking about the bold and the beautiful, honey, Keke Palmer. Now, Keke Palmer gave us Sleeping Beauty. She gave us Mummy, but make it fashion, honey. She gave us Egyptian Goddess, honey. I was living for it. She's wearing Marc Jacobs. I especially loved her hair. Her hair was everything. This high pony, I was living for it. I love the dress. I love just the pieces coming off the shoulder. It's just everything. Keke can do no wrong. She had a little bit of a rough year this year with her baby daddy and stuff like that. But, of course, she's going to come out the other side unscathed and just looking so stunning. So, huge congratulations to her and her team. And good choice with Marc Jacobs. Now, Marc Jacobs, you got it right on her. On her. But we're going to get to that in a minute. Anyway, next. We have Kendall Jenner. Kendall Jenner is wearing Archive Givenchy Haute Couture 1999 by none other than Alexander McQueen. Now, the interesting thing about this dress, she actually purchased this dress. This is not a loan. She actually purchased this dress, and it had never been worn by anybody else. And this is the actual 1999 dress. This is actual Archive she's wearing. So I had to give her a plus on that. I liked her hair. I like Kendall with the long, luscious locks. And listen, she's wearing Givenchy by Alexander McQueen. You can't go wrong with that. And I also thought it gave very much Fern Gully. A lot of the girls gave fairy, pixie, very fairy Fern Gully-esque vibes, and she definitely did that. But I like that she did it in a darker color. I love that she did it in a darker color. I think it fits her personality. And Bad Bunny didn't seem to mind it either because they were caught getting cozy at the Met Gala after party, honey. But you know what? I don't blame her for spinning the block, honey, because he is one fine piece of Puerto Rican. Hola. Anyway, on to the next one. Oh, speaking of Bad Bunny, let me tell y'all something. I never really noticed how fine and scrunt delicious that man was until I saw him at the Met Gala in this custom Margiela by John Galliano. I didn't even give a damn about what he had on. All I saw was that face, honey. Ooh, honey. Anyway, but getting to the look, he definitely the look definitely fit him to a T. The tailoring on this was exceptional. He was one of the men that really stood out to me. It was giving like a goth version of Romeo and Juliet. He was giving, Robin Hood. Yes, it's Robin Hood, but make it couture. You know what I mean? So I definitely was feeling Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny, if you're single, and you like the dolls, call me and let's do lunch. Anyway, so who's next? Okay, now a lot of people were not feeling this look, but I loved it. Not for this event. I did not think it went with the theme at all of the dress code of the actual Met Gala, but it definitely was on the theme of the exhibit. Nicole Kidman in this reissue of this 1951 Cristobal Balenciaga design. She had Demna recreate the look. I don't have the reference photo for it, but she said in an interview on the red carpet that she wanted to go back in time. She's one of the brand ambassadors for the House of Balenciaga. And she wanted to go back in the vault and see what they could come up with. And she came across a picture of this dress by Richard Avedon. And she had to have it. And Demna remade it for her. I thought it fit her so perfectly. I'm really into fabric right now. Every little detail I see in fabric really intrigues me. I thought this was stunning. I really thought this was stunning. And she looked so sharp and elegant and just, she's one of my red carpet favorites. Say what you want about her. Nicole Kidman has been doing it for a long motherfucking time now. And she never gets it wrong. Ever. Anyway, next. All right. Now, I was not feeling this look at first. When I was looking at it, if you guys watched my live, when I was looking at it on the live, the screen was very elongated. So when I saw Kim Kardashian hit the carpet on that screen, honey, I said, oh my God, she's a waif. What happened? But then after the live, I got to see it, really look at it and see it from different angles. Honey, stunning. Stunning. It did kind of remind me of 2019 when she went in that Mugler look right before his passing, with the Mr. Pearl kind of corseted body. But I loved it. She described it now. Before we get into it, again, she is wearing custom Margiela by Galliano. Galliano was the theme of the Met Gala may have been a garden in time, but honey, the underlying theme was, bitch, I'm John Galliano, bitch, and I'm back. Everybody was wearing John Galliano Monday, okay? And it's also he also was inspired by one of his previous looks in 1999 for Dior Haute Couture. Now, I'm going to tell you something about Kim. Kim is one of the queens of the Met Gala. She has not missed a Met Gala for the last 11 years. And honey, she is an attendee that fully commits. So this look is a cross between Jean Galliano of now. He has taken pieces from his most recent Haute Couture collection from Maison Margiela and went back into his Dior archive of 1999 to create this look. And that's why she has the cardigan, and that's why she was standing so dramatic. Because Kim really does, when she is a muse for somebody, she really, really wants to make that designer proud. And she does whatever she can, even as going as far as to wearing these heels that actually did not have a heel. So not only are her organs all bunched up in that goddamn corset, but she's also walking on her tippy toes all goddamn night. And the reason why she did that, she did a Get Ready With Me with Vogue for the Met Gala, is because if she wore heels, it would have ripped in between the dress. And all of this is like, I think they said it was like white gold, and so she didn't want to ruin the dress, so she couldn't wear a heel. I thought that was insane. I love Kim as a bleach blonde. Yeah, I just wish she would have took, at some point, I just wish she would have taken the cardigan off, because if you saw the dress with the cardigan off, honey, it was a game changer. But I get why she did it. It was out of respect to Jean Galliano. The whole story behind her look was she just had the best night of her life, and she just woke up and she's running through the garden with her boyfriend's cardigan, honey. And yeah, I loved it. I loved it the second round, the second look around, but the first look, I was like, oh, Kim, honey, you are wafing right now. But she's not wafing. It was just the way my TV was set up. Excuse me. Sorry, Kimmy. I will never go against you again. Love you. Anyway, who do we have next? Okay. Now, we have a best dressed newcomer, Tyla. You know, make me sweat, make me, make me lose my breath, make me water. That one. Here she goes right here. So Tyla, when I saw her in this, I said, is that sand that she's wearing? So the theme and the story behind her dress and the inspiration behind her look was the sands of time. And she is wearing Custom Balmain by Olivier Rousteing. And you know Olivier Rousteing does no wrong. He is definitely one of the greatest in our time. Present day, one of the greatest of our time. Like, and for him to be a black man at the head of a French couture fashion house, it's like, ah! This dress was everything. I love the look. I love the little sand of time hourglass purse that she had. I love that she went with a shorter haircut. I love the short hair on her. I love the sand on her, just glistening. She's just glistening with sand. But not only is it sand, it's also millions and millions of little micro crystals mixed in with the sand. Now, Tyla had a really rough time getting up. That's the only thing about this dress. She had a really hard time getting around in it. So eventually, Olivier pulled out his scissors from his Met Gala look and cut the bottom of the dress so she could get around better. And it looked even better as a cocktail dress. I was living for it, and it blends so well with her skin. I just thought she looked absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. All right, now, guys, we getting down to the wire. My second best dress. Y'all already know who my first best dress is. My best dress overall, but my runner-up, I gotta give it to Gigi Hadid in this Tom Brown. I gotta give it to Gigi Hadid in this Tom Brown look, honey. So this Tom Brown look, I thought it was just, it gave very Capri vibes. It gave very Italy. But if you look closely at the bottom of her dress, this is an elongated tuxedo train attached to her dress, and underneath is a more simple column strapless dress underneath. I thought this was genius. I thought her hair, her makeup was so light and fresh. It definitely gave a 1940s kind of a vibe. When I saw it, my fucking jaw dropped. I said, oh my God, Zendaya better top this. And Zendaya definitely did. Okay, so of course, you guys know Zendaya shut it down. After years of not attending the Met Gala, she finally returned. And who did she wear? Custom Margiela by Jean Galliano. And again, he went back and referenced himself. From his 1999 Dior Haute Couture collection. And then she doubled back and wore another look by John Galliano. This time, again, kind of pulling a Kendall Jenner move, buying her own archive Jean Galliano for Givenchy gown. Seen on this side, I think this is Veronica Webb in the original on the runway, and also this 2007 McQueen hat. Both of them, her and longtime stylist, image architect, darling, La Roche, went to Lily AC in Beverly Hills. If you don't know about Lily AC, they are one of the top for archive fashion. And they did not rent this. They actually bought it. And La Roche said in an interview a couple of days after, he's like, no, we don't rent, honey, we buy. Honey, Zendaya shut it down not once but twice. Y'all already knew she was best dressed on everybody's list. I love that it was still on theme, but it was that goth energy that Galliano sometimes brings to his fashions. It wasn't light, it wasn't airy, it wasn't bubbly, it was dark, it was dismal, but it was still romantic at the same time. Both looks were just absolutely stunning. And might I just say, if I didn't think that John Galliano was going back to Givenchy, honey, I definitely think he is now. I definitely think he is now. They are setting this. I don't know if he's going back to Givenchy or he's going back to Dior. They definitely would need him. They definitely need him at Dior. I wouldn't be mad at him going back to Dior. Something with John Galliano. There's going to be a huge John Galliano announcement in the next few months. Mock my fucking words. Everybody was wearing John Galliano. It was John Galliano and McQueen all night. Anyway, so let's get to our worst dress. Now, y'all already know where I'm going with this. My first worst dress. And you know what? After all the shit that she's been getting these last couple days, Serena Williams, I'm sorry, but I just was not feeling this Balenciaga look on you. To me, it wasn't on theme. But I don't think it's fair the way people are talking about her, especially her own people. Everybody has been ragging on Serena Williams all fucking week, and I'm so tired of it. When she first hit the scene, oh, she looks like a man. She's too muscular. Oh, why does she always wear her hair in braids? And now she switches it up for you guys, and you're still fucking complaining. Outfit aside, I think Serena Williams looks bomb as fuck. It was even a black woman on TikTok who was just read her for filth. And I'm like, girl, you don't even look like that on your best day. The girl in the video, I mean. And I'm not even going to pull it up because I'm not giving that bitch no type of shine over here. How dare y'all tear this woman down? Did I like the outfit? No. But the way y'all coming after Serena Williams and talking about her plastic surgery is botched and her hair ain't right and her makeup, y'all really need to cut it the fuck out. Really. Serena Williams is a sports motherfucking god. The men can't even do what Serena motherfucking did. She has 2 beautiful children, a husband, and she has paved the way for so many. Put some motherfucking respect on her goddamn name. Oh, there's a fly in here. Put some motherfucking respect on her name. Stop worrying about why you got that makeup on. Why? You are talking about a woman who is in spaces that a lot of you bitches will never, ever be able to be in. Ever. It was one podcast, and I'm not gonna call the name out, but it's a 3 anchor person podcast, and the one guy was just all right. It was all right. I'm gonna be messy today, y'all. It's been a while, and I'm feeling better. It was TGIF. That Armand Wiggins, whatever his name is, he was right fucking nasty to Serena Williams, and they should make him do a public apology. She looks like a drag queen. Come on, bruh. It's a lot of men too busy in trans women and bio women's business and all in our makeup bags and everything else. Stay in your motherfucking lane, okay? And it's a lot, and it's black media that's doing it. Her own fucking people. Please leave Serena the fuck alone. But Serena girl, I think you look bomb as fuck every time I see you. But sometimes the outfits do be a little off, sis. They do be a little off. And she's a woman of a particular size. She's not like tiny. She's a big woman. And it's hard to find clothes probably in her size. But the last couple times I've seen her, she looks the fuck good. It's nothing wrong with her at all. Could the makeup be a little bit darker? Okay, sure, yeah. But there's days when I'm in a rush and I put on the wrong foundation and I'm 10 shades lighter than what the fuck I'm supposed to be. And y'all would never see that thanks to CapCut. But if you see me on the street, it's sometimes like, bitch, your neck is not matching. It happens. Leave her alone. Anyway, my next worst dress, I'm sorry, Dua Lipa, girl. Dua Lipa. Now, Marc Jacobs, this is what I'm talking about. Marc Jacobs, why you do this girl like this? She looks like an 1830s saloon whore. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't even put her in this if the theme had been Moulin Rouge, honey. This is terrible. It's just too much going on. The boa, the nude corset with the sheer black over top, the belly chains, the tulle skirt. It's just too the hair, the red hair. It was just too much. I didn't like it, but I tell you one thing, I liked it a whole lot more than I like this right here. Doja Cat. And I like Doja Cat. I like her. But sometimes I feel like she's like, I don't really know if she's just trying to express herself or she's just trying to piss people off. Like, why would you go to the Met Gala like that? A wet t-shirt and a gas station Galaxy tee at that. Straight from Save You Time. Now, she put hair gel on it to keep it wet all night. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it. Now, her face was everything. She looked absolutely stunning in the face. And I love the short hair on her. But that was whack as fuck. You was whack as fuck, Doja Cat, for showing up like that. Ugh. Anyway. Honey. Speaking of La Roche, after making history, you know, landing his first American Vogue cover, dressing Zendaya all for the Challengers press run, dressing her for the Met Gala, working with Jean Galliano and all of these people, and Jonathan Anderson for Loewe and all these people. There's a new interview circulating with this podcast called The Cutting Room Floor. The host of the podcast name is Omdi. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I hadn't got a chance. I have to subscribe to her Patreon because this interview you have to pay for. It's only on her Patreon. Do y'all think I should get a Patreon? I need to get a Patreon, don't I? Yeah. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, so I haven't had a chance to see it yet. But, honey, this clip went viral all over the internet. And a lot of people are roasting the hell out of her. And a lot of other people are roasting the hell out of La Roche. But they were having a conversation about the photographer he chose for his American Vogue cover. Take a look.
I would never trust Annie Leibovitz to take my photo, ever. Maybe in a different decade when she was that girl. My messy question is, do you agree?
I will say that there has been a lot of back and forth and uproar on people's opinion of way that Annie shoots black women.
Right. And what do we think about how Annie shoots black women?
To be quite honest, I haven't really paid attention that much.
Stop.
To be quite honest, to be quite honest.
I'd rather you say no comment than you're not paying attention.
The last two shoots that I remember Annie doing is Coco, which I thought was beautiful.
No, it wasn't.
Okay. I thought it was beautiful. And Zendaya, which was stunning.
Y'all keep on watching. I'm going to let it go for another minute or so.
Coco is a no. Simone Biles, did you see that?
I saw that.
You saw that? Okay. Yeah. Did you see Viola Davis?
No.
Okay, I'll have to show it to you. Did you see Lupita?
No.
Okay, so maybe after this, I'll show you Anna Leibovitz's photos of all of those women, and it's horrifying.
I thought Coco's was pretty. And to be quite honest, I asked for Annie. I said, I sat with Anna and talked about this shoot in Paris. And she asked me who do I think would be the right photographer. And I said Annie.
Of all photographers or the ones under contract?
No. Out of all photographers. And I said Annie Leibovitz because for me, it was this little black boy from Chicago that's getting a chance to shoot his first American Vogue cover with couture, with Zendaya in Paris.
So, listen. I was talking to, like, when I saw the clip, I was like, message it. And Yanita, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry, because, girl, you know we needed to have a powwow about this. That's my fashion sister from Norfolk, and I meant to send it to her and see what she thought about it. Because we have those fun conversations and debates about things like this, but I didn't get a chance to. It was Mother's Day weekend and everything. But I definitely have to talk to her about this after the fact. This is what I like to see in media. I like that she stuck firm. She was not kissing no ass. She said it like she meant it. And she kept on saying it like she meant it. I like that La Roche stood his ground and kind of sunned her a little bit. And I like that they agreed to disagree and it wasn't a whole lot of drama. I haven't heard anything. You know, usually when things happen like this on other platforms, you know, it turns into this whole internet beef. And it's been none of that. They were very professional. But I like that she stood her ground. Listen, La Roche he's not only one of the best stylists in the game right now, but he's a big personality. So for her to be like, listen, this is what I think and this is what it is. Like, look, this is what I think, this is what it is. And then to even tell him, like, when he asked her, do you think I made the right choice? And she was like, no. This is how it used to be back in the day. And I love the fact that he didn't get real street on her. I could see it kind of like bubbling up, like he really wanted to check her ass. Like he really wanted to check her, but he didn't. Now, what do I really think about that whole situation? Okay, I can understand why a lot of black women feel the way they do about the way Annie Leibovitz shoots black women. If you're looking at it from a more westernized beauty standard. But we also have to remember black people, black women, black trans women, we want the most natural form of us to be celebrated. We want the short 4C hair to be celebrated. We don't want photographers to put, you know, too much makeup on us that makes us look 2 shades lighter. There's some women that don't want to wear makeup. There's some women that don't want to be photoshopped. When I saw those pictures of Viola Davis and Lupita Nyong'o, now Simone Biles, now that was fucked up. That picture of Simone Biles, now that was fucked up. It was. It just didn't show her the angles. The pictures were very, very flat, but that's Annie's style of shooting. I personally, her style of shooting now compared to back then, like Omdi said, it is a little flat. And honestly, it's not just black women that I don't think it looks the best on. It's a lot of different women that I don't necessarily think it looks the best on. But that does not mean to me that she's purposely trying to make them ugly. I think Annie Leibovitz it's way more than a picture with somebody like Annie Leibovitz. And listen, a lot of European photographers and, you know, white photographers, they look at black beauty in a different way. And I think a lot of them listen to what we say. Oh, we want more darker skinned women. We want them in their most natural state. We want them because our black is beautiful. And they hear that. And then that's what they give you. And then it's like, oh, well, she looks ashy and her hair isn't done. But that's a black woman in her most natural state. I think it's the flatness of the photo, the dullness of the photo that's not flattering. And it's not flattering on anybody. But with somebody like Annie Leibovitz, it's more than just a picture. Annie Leibovitz is not just going to tell the, oh, we need glamour. She's not that kind of photographer. I don't think she ever has been. When I think about somebody like even Peter Lindbergh did not want them models. When he shot Linda Evangelista, he shot her as a man, honey. She didn't hardly have any makeup on. They would be black and white photos. They would be in between flat and really crisp. And that's just what it was. The models, most of the time, hair would be wet, It's not always a beauty shot when these photographers shoot. And I think, especially black women, we have to tread lightly in what the fuck we ask for. And to be honest, she looked like an Anna Leibovitz photograph in the damn clips that I saw. She's beautiful. But she does look like she just rolled out of bed and it just all came together. She doesn't look like she has a stitch of makeup on. So it's like, which one do you want? Do you want us to westernize your beauty, or do you want us to really embrace the beauty that you come with? And then there's LaRoche's answer as to why he chose Annie Leibovitz. And I'm going to keep it real. I thought it was a little selfish. Is that bad to say? He was like, when she asked him, y'all saw it. And he was like, I really didn't pay attention. I think that was a little bit of a fib, LaRoche. I think you definitely paid attention, but you wanted to work with Annie Leibovitz. And I like that he kept it real. He was like, when I thought of my first American Vogue cover, I was thinking, I wanted the credits to read Vogue, Annie Leibovitz, LaRoche. And he kept it real. I do sometimes find him a little bit abrasive. I do. Not in this interview. There has been other interviews that I've seen him in, like a couple years ago. Like he announced that he was retiring and he did an interview with The Cut. And it really kind of like left a bad taste in my mouth. And that's not anything to do with his talent, because I look up to him. As a stylist myself, like that is the peak, honey. But it's just something about him that comes off very like, yeah, bitch, whatever. I'm LaRoche, bitch. You're nothing. It comes off very much like that. And somebody with a big personality like that, it could come off a little intimidating. It can come off a little intimidating. But he's worked hard to get where he's at. And when you are a black person working in fashion, especially a queer black person working in fashion, listen, sometimes you gotta let the bitch out. And let a motherfucker know what it is and what it ain't gonna be. So I get that. And then on top of that, he's from Chicago too. So you know. But I can't wait to watch the rest of this interview. I'm really interested. And another clip also talks about the big five in fashion, and how when he first started dressing Zendaya, Dior, Gucci, Valentino, Saint Laurent, a lot of those, none of them would dress her. None of them, they gave all kind of excuses. And he has a rule, which I've heard this before. I think I've heard Jason Bolden say this too. If you say no now, it's always going to be no. And he even said, you didn't see her wear Valentino until she had an ad campaign. And I never remember seeing her wear Valentino until she had that ad campaign. Because now everybody wants to work with Zendaya. Who doesn't want to dress Zendaya? It's sure to have your label on the map. I mean, the revenue that she brought in for Loewe and Jonathan Anderson for that whole press run, everybody wants to wear Loewe now. They already wanted to wear it before, but once they see Zendaya in it, it's a wrap. So that was dumb on their part. And I'm sure, listen, I'm sure Gucci and those other, Dior especially, would want to dress Zendaya. Why wouldn't you? You'd be a fool not to, right? Anyway, but I just love the back and forth between the two of them, and I love that they kept it respectful. And I could see it, La Roche. I could see it bubble. Like, who the fuck does this? Did this bitch just try me? I could see it was right here. It was right here. Right here. But he didn't let it come out. And trust me, I know how that feels. Cause it's a lot of times for me where it'd be right here. Right here. And you got to whoopsa. But I don't think he took it personal either. And this girl, she knows a lot about fashion. Listen, I'm not too familiar with her, but I listened to a couple of her other episodes of her podcast that were free. And yeah, she definitely knows what she's talking about. Even in the clips, you could tell like she's not green to this. She knew exactly what the fuck she was talking about. But again, I do feel like if it's a white photographer and they're shooting a black woman and they're shooting her in her rawest form, I think for a lot of us to see a black woman in a magazine like that, it's like, oh shit, we're not used to seeing that yet. And I think a lot of mainstream fashion publications should be doing a lot more to normalize it. Because I didn't see nothing wrong with it. I thought Viola looked beautiful. I thought she looked strong. She looked beautiful. Now, that's Simone Biles one. It was giving Simone Bowles. I did not like that. I did not like that one. I didn't. That Simone Biles one was bad. I didn't like that one. But the other two, Lupita and Viola, oh yeah. I also think that we need to research these photographers a little bit more. Because if you look at Anna Leibovitz' work, it's deeper than just a photograph. There's a story behind every single piece in that picture for her. And she's a photography god in the game. So, anyway, I will get back to you guys on the rest of that interview because, honey, that looked like they was getting ready to spill some real tea, honey. All right, so. Listen. There is a teacher by the name of Jack Lee who has gone viral all over social media for letting his female students unbraid his hair in class while he live streamed it. I don't know. He didn't live stream it. He made a video of it and put it on TikTok to show people how he connects with his students. He was recently fired from his teaching job. I just found out a few hours ago that he was fired. And a lot of people were coming to his defense. Listen, it is no way in fuck I'm sending my daughter to school to be sitting in class unbraiding her grown ass teacher's hair. I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't give a fuck how you slice it. I don't give a fuck how it look, how you meant it to look, what you meant it for. I didn't mean it in a sexual way. You do not have a student have any kind of physical contact with you. That is too much. That's not what the classroom is for. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that he lost his job because he seems like a good teacher, but no. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. And then I saw a lot of people, well, white teachers do it too. Well, you're not white. You're not white. Stop comparing yourself to them because that never works. Stop doing that. And then they were like, well, there are black female teachers that do it, and they should be fired as well. Because I send my child to learn, not for you to be playing hair show. And then he's like, we work hard and we play hard. And sometimes if they do a good job, I let my students get on their phone and gossip and play games. No, 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 no. I had a very young teacher when I was in high school, and should I say her name? Okay, her name was Miss Beck. And she was very inappropriate. At the time, I was still a boy. And I just remember her being very touchy-feely. Not with me, but with the jocks in the class. And it's just something, and my father was an educator. My mother was a teacher. So, I don't play those ho-stro games. You do not have, especially as a male teacher, a young, attractive male teacher, you don't know what's in them girls' heads. You don't know what them girls are going to the bathroom stall and passing notes to each other underneath the stall about. You don't even open up those can of worms as a male teacher. Now, I'm sorry that he lost his job, but another thing I want to address too is not everything is because you black. I saw one girl, she was like, oh, it's because he has 4C hair. No, bitch. It's because you don't need to be no grown-ass man teaching these little girls and having them play in your motherfucking hair. It's a time and a place, and that was not the time or the place. It's not appropriate. I'm sorry. I will never change my mind on that. And then he released another video where he was crying, and it was just really, really weird. That video of him crying just made it all the more worse to me. It just made it all the more worse to me. I didn't like it. Some of the things he said did come across a little groomerish. It did to me. And we have to get into a space where we could call a spade, whether there are people or not. It was not appropriate. And the parents didn't appreciate it either. Now, do I think that he should be fired? No, I don't think that he should be fired. I think he should have been on a leave of absence and, had to do some work and go in and talk to the superintendent. But I don't think they had to fire him. I think a lot of these teachers, and I know a couple of young teachers, they're young. They're still young. He don't look no older than 25. You know what I mean? So there is a common bond that these young teachers do have with these kids as opposed to, a 50-something-year-old teacher teaching middle schoolers. They have nothing in common. The teacher don't know about the tickety-tock and all of that, and he does. And I think he was right in the sense that connection is important for kids. It makes them want to come back to school, but without the playing in the hair. And for all them women that are doing it, cut it the fuck out. Don't do that. It's not the time or the place. Anyway, so earlier today in London, Gucci and Gucci creative director Sabato Di Sorno debuted his first Gucci Cruise 2025 collection for the brand. Here's a look at it right here. Now, I just got a chance to see it. I just saw the finale. I didn't even see the whole show. But let me tell you something. I think Sabato Di Sorno is going to do big things at Gucci. I like this collection. I love this is kind of wind chime, crystal wind chime effect that he has on the clothes and the beading over top of the jeans. It was very 70s. Very 70s nostalgia. Yeah, I liked it. A lot of people have been talking shit about him and his collection. And, oh, it's not selling. And I did further research and it hasn't even really made it in stores yet. But there's no denying that he's going to do great things at Gucci. So, huge congratulations to you. Now, this is my last story. We've been sitting here for an hour, okay? Honey, and I don't need no notes for this. We talking housewives, baby. Listen. Beverly Hills was a bust. Atlanta was a clusterfuck. I don't even watch any of the others. Miami was a snooze fest. But honey, Jersey is back. And they started off with a bang. Now, all the girls from last season are back. Margaret, Jennifer Aiden, the other new girls that were there, Dolores Catania. Dolores Catania is my favorite. Teresa, born as Melissa, is back. The season starts off, Melissa and her husband Joe are still not speaking to Teresa and her husband Louis. I mean, they are like really not speaking. Like, this is the worst I've ever seen it. Like, they're completely ignoring each other. But I feel like it's not gonna last long. Jen Fessler had a birthday party. Jen Fessler is one of these girls over here. She had a birthday party and the shit just hit the fan with one of the new girls. Honey, Margaret and Jackie is back as a friend. Margaret and Jackie are not getting along, honey. The group is divided. Honey, I just watched episode 2 of season 14 before I got on. And let me tell you something. Jersey never disappoints. I'm from Jersey, okay? Teresa and Dolores Catania are from Patterson. I am literally 20 minutes away from there from Montclair. I love my Jersey housewives. I'm so glad they're back. And also in other housewives news, I did not see this coming. Dorit and PK are divorcing. Now, Dorit is from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She's the real high sedity, classist and egregious one, but she really doesn't mean it. And her husband is just like one big old walking wallet of cash. She works as well, but her husband is just one big old ball of walking cash. Anyway, they're separating. I don't know why. I don't know if he cheated. I don't know what happened. But I can't wait to see how they're going to spin this. So now, Kyle Richards and Dorit are going to be two footloose, fancy-free single girls on the next season. So I can't wait to see how that turns out. Kyle, please pick up some tequila this next season because you are not boring. You are boring sober. Anyway. But yes, the housewives, Andy Cohen, the Jersey housewives have saved your ass. And sidebar, when we're talking about the Met Gala, didn't y'all find it funny that Andy Cohen was there? Even though he was facing his own allegations, even though I didn't believe those. But just for principle, like you didn't invite, I'm not even going to talk about Diddy because that's a whole nother situation. But I remember last year when Jonathan Majors got into his little scuffle and immediately his invitation to the Met Gala was rescinded, but Andy Cohen was in something similar, even though it turns out that days after the Met Gala, it turns out that we did an investigation and everything is fine. I find that really coincidental, but yeah, I didn't really like that. And I don't play victim. I'm not like, because, listen, nigga, if you did it, you did it. But, I thought that was kind of strange. But I like Andy Cohen. I didn't believe it. This is more like towards the powers that be of the Met Gala. You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that, that's what makes black people kind of feel a way about certain things in fashion. Like, it's stuff like that. Like, and then he came with Sarah Jessica Parker. Whether it was true or not, at the time of the Met Gala, he was still under investigation. He should not have been there. And I like Andy Cohen. But he should not have been there. Because when it was Jonathan Majors, his invitation was immediately rescinded just a week, I think, before the Met Gala, allegedly. So why was Andy Cohen there? I don't know. But anyway, guys, that was a fun episode. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for watching, all 57 of my subscribers. Can we get these numbers up, y'all, so I can get to the next phase, honey? I'm trying to get these numbers up. And seeing as how the person that said that they were going to magically help me, has had a roadblock because of my transgenderness, honey, I'm just going to have to grow this shit organically. I shouldn't have said that. That was shady. But I'm a shady bitch sometimes. Anyway, guys, I love you. Stay nice and stay warm. Well, it's hot. Stay nice. What can I say to close the show? Just stay real, bitch. Ciao.